driver's going to speed it up. Green, green, green.
Up in the warm-up category, crate late models, you can make your way to the staging area.
Yellow, yellow, stay high in 4, stay high in 4. Back up, green, green. Stay high in 4, stay high in
4. Down in turn number 4 separately as we wrap up our simulates here in a few moments. Crate late models will be next up. Crate late model drivers, you can make your way to the staging area for your warm-up. And are checkered out on our group of semi-late drivers as they wrap things up. 65 and Dylan Wilson will be tops on the board. All right, round number one of warm-ups in the books. The B2 of Brian Booz, number one on the board.
Yellow, yellow, stay low in 2, stay low in 2. Alright, driver's gonna speed it back up, green, green. Yellow, yellow, stay high on the back stretch, stay high on the back stretch. Yellow, yellow, stay low coming out of 2, stay low coming out of 2. Actually, we're done, so you can take a pit side to the side. Yellow, yellow, stay high coming out of 2, stay high coming out of 2.
Second and final group of our pure stock drivers about to wrap up their warm-ups right now. The 9 is Jason Wilkins, one of our heat race winners last night. Tops on the board, 17 yellow, Randy Lindenberg, fast timer. And again, the 12 of David Thompson. He's having his struggles off of that second turn. He loops it back around rather quickly.
Yellow, yellow, stay high in 2, stay high in 2. Go ahead and take a pit side, guys.
Well, a very pleasant good evening, race fans. We welcome everybody back to the Hagerstown Speedway. Glad you could join us on a very nice September evening as we honor our drivers in our Hub City National races here tonight for our crate late models, our semi-lates, and our pure stocks. But more importantly, it's a very special night for the family of Zack Reid, one of our pure stock drivers who we lost not too long ago. Of course, this is the second edition of the Zack Reid Memorial. A lot of special things, as I mentioned earlier tonight, good giveaways for the racing fans, and a lot of great things coming up for our drivers tonight as well. One of the things, if you could hear, I know our pure stocks were still warming up, but that 50-50 going for Elisa Price, a youngster, a 3-year-old that's fighting for her life in the hospital. Our thanks out to so many times that when Linda does a 50-50, it's always going to somebody that's less fortunate. We're so very lucky. We're all sitting here in the stands tonight. We're healthy, we're happy, we get a chance to watch our favorite race car drivers, but we always have to remember there's somebody that's less fortunate that's sitting in a hospital fighting for their lives. And we certainly hope that you can contribute whatever you can tonight to help Elise and her family. As we mentioned, she just celebrated her 3rd birthday and she had to celebrate it in the hospital. We certainly hope that her 4th birthday, she's going to be somewhere in a much better place, which is back home with her family. We also have a lot of other great things. These are all the members, a lot of people with the Zack Reid family, but there's something else going on. You might have seen the fireman's boot that was going around earlier. Now, Rick Conrad is a retired firefighter from Hagerstown Fire Department. He is a 2nd-generation firefighter and has spent his life giving back starting in the early 80s. Rick has dedicated his life to the fire service and giving back to his community. He is an instrumental part of the Bonanza Extravaganza held each year here at the Hagerstown Speedway earlier in the year, which has raised millions of dollars for charity over the years. Now this week, Rick was involved in an accident while vacationing with friends and family in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yesterday, Rick underwent extensive surgery, which hopefully will allow him to regain basic function in both of his lower legs. After surgery, he'll be transitioned to a rehab facility in Myrtle Beach until he is able to learn to walk again. Please, if you can, help us to raise funds to assist the Conrad family with travel back and forth from their home in Maryland to South Carolina, as well as any other expenses incurred during this time. And that's the boot, the fireman's boot that you'll see going around here this evening. We have a lot of special things tonight. I believe we do have one of the fire engines that's going to be coming out onto the speedway. You see the beautiful American flag that's been put up on the backstretch. And presenting the colors is a joint color guard of Hagerstown Firefighters Local 1605 Honor Guard and Morgansville Fire Company Honor Guard. We do have a few special people that are going to do a couple of readings tonight. We're going to have Reid, which is Zach's mom. She is going to do a reading. That's going to be followed by Grandma Reid. She did a wonderful job on our prayer last night. She's going to be doing that. And Zoey Breakall is going to be doing our national anthem tonight as well. Angie Stoneberger. Okay, Angie, I'm sorry. All right, Angie, I know you have something you want to read. It's a very special night, and we thank you guys, number one, so very much for everything you guys have done. When we have tribute races, everybody does top shelf. It's like one wants to top the other. Karen does a great job with the Eric Johnson tribute. We've had a great deal with Alan in the Saggy tribute, the Deborah McBee tribute races. They're always very special moments, unfortunately, for not the circumstance we want. But it's so glad when we have the families and the friends that come together in such great support and do the things you guys are doing tonight. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Zach's family, we would like to thank everyone that had a part in making the second annual memorial a huge success. Generous friends and family have sponsored over $11,000. All of the entire amount will be distributed to the drivers and even some lucky fans tonight. Zachary was a volunteer and career firefighter. Thank you to the Clear Spring Volunteer Fire Company for being here tonight, and the Hagerstown and Morgansville Fire Departments for presenting the colors for tonight's events. Zachary always loved dirt track racing and pretty much anything that would go fast. He was always the biggest fans of his uncles, his friends, and especially his stepdad, Tony. Zachary started competing as a go-kart driver. He also raced a 4-cylinder, a sprint car, and finally into his own pure stock. He even did a few demo derbies as well. He enjoyed being a firefighter and racing, but his real love was for his family. Zach was a son, brother, grandson, uncle, a friend to many, husband to Taylor, the best daddy ever to Carolina, Oakley, and Laney. Zach was always about helping others. In his honor, along with giving to his fellow drivers, we have chosen 2 families that are facing challenges in their lives at this time. Our 50-50 will go to little Eliza Grace Price, a little 3-year-old who was recently diagnosed with cancer. Her family writes she celebrated her 3rd birthday in the hospital, not a place for a child's celebration. She has been home to allow her surgical wounds to heal. This week, she will start her 6 months of chemotherapy. Unfortunately, the Children's Hospital is 2 hours away, and the family will have added expenses with traveling to weekly appointments and medical expenses. The family has asked for lots of prayers for her to tolerate the treatments to get through this. And our boot drive that's going around, that's going to be for Rick Conrad, Zach's fellow co-worker, who recently retired and was very instrumental after Zach's passing, has suffered a life-changing injury while vacationing in Myrtle Beach. This money will allow his family to travel back and forth during his time at rehab in South Carolina. Losing Zachary was undoubtedly the hardest thing that has ever happened to our family, but being able to keep his memory going and the outpouring support of this event is absolutely humbling. With that being said, we're looking forward to a great evening of racing, a safe night for all, and some big money to our drivers. Thanks again to anyone that had any part in tonight's event, to our friends, family, and sponsors, and to you fans for coming out this evening.
Angie, thank you so very much. Well, if you missed her last night, she's back by popular demand to do our invocation. Reid, Zach's grandmother.
May we assume an attitude of prayer, please? Lord, we come before you tonight giving thanks for our fallen stock car race driver, Zack Reid. We know that he's here with us tonight in spirit. We thank you for the life he lived and his love for helping other people. We thank you for those who have worked hard and put many hours into organizing this event. We thank you for Zack's family who love and miss him so much. We ask you to comfort them with your loving arms. We ask that you let the Zack Reid Memorial Race honor his love for stock car racing and will hopefully encourage each one of us to honor his life here on earth by serving and helping other people. Tonight, we would also like to lift up one of Zack's fellow firefighters and good friend, Rick Conrad, who yesterday experienced a very serious injury and underwent major surgery. This will be a life-changing event for Rick. We ask you to guide his medical team and bring Rick back to full recovery. He too has helped so many others in their time of need. Let us show our graciousness and thankful spirit to him at this time of need. Your word tells us that each one should use whatever gift they have to serve others, and we pray that will be our goal. And now I would like to share with you a racer's prayer. Before I start my engine, Lord, I need to talk to you and humbly ask your blessing for what I'm about to do. I give you all the credit, for it's only by your grace that I have reached the starting line to run another race. The road that lies before me now, uncertain it may be, but I can face this challenge, Lord, if you will ride with me. Prepare my heart and give me strength. Protect me from all harm. With ever danger, hold me safely in your arms. Bless my competition, my friends and family. May they know your love for them and see that love in me. Please guide my way, direct my path, keep my perspective true, and Lord, remind me in this life that all roads lead to you. And should I cross life's finish line, please know I've done my best. Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul and grant eternal rest. I pray your perfect will be done, for when I see your face, Lord, all that you will judge me on is how I've run the race. Amen.
Thank you so very much. And here to perform our national anthem, Zoey Breakall. There she is.
Thank you.
You can keep it kind of down low. It'll be very good.
Right here? Alright. This way? This way. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
All right, is that the way to get started tonight or what? Thank you so very much, Zoey. Our 50-50 bucket right down here at the base of the grandstands for young Eliza. Hey fans, you want to do me one more favor before we get started with races tonight? We announced a couple of birthdays. This guy up atop of me, Flagman never get credit, but Calvin does a fantastic job. Today is his 83rd birthday. Or 85? 83? Oh, he says he's 39. I don't know. I thought he was 83. So, at the count of 3, let's give Calvin a happy birthday wish. Say happy birthday, Calvin. 1, 2, 3. Go get him, Calvin. Don't mess up. Your fan club is here.
All right, drivers, give yourself plenty of space. Plenty of space. Driver's gonna speed it up. Green, green, green.
All right, our simulate drivers out for their dash race. These are the drivers that were tops in qualifying last night. And also heat race winners. We do have the 1C of Steve Kent, the 2024 champion, on the track right now. The 948 of Joey Zamboni III out of Kentucky, Pennsylvania. 21, defending champion Jason Stoner at Mercersburg, PA. 65 of Dylan Wilson from Cassville, Pennsylvania. The 22 of Jamie Swank out of Somerset, PA. 83 of Brian Kearns out of Cross Junction, Virginia. And the 33 of Scotty Nelson from Leonardtown, Maryland. Crate late models for your dash race to the staging area. Crate late model drivers for your dash race to the staging area, please. All right, checkered is out, and of course, our dash races here at the Speedway. They're just 4 laps in distance, and of course, how they finish. To Kyle Hardy just supplanted the 17 of Logan Robertson on time right now. These are 4-lap sessions as they got the 2 to go mark that time by. Robertson currently second on the board. The 11 of David Kaiser back in third. 71 of Tyler Hoy. And the 33 of Jacob Witt. They are the 5 in order right now in their crate dash race. Pure stocks for your dash. You should be at the staging area. Checkered is out, and looks like the two-time defending champ right up at top of the board. The 99 of Kyle Hardy out of Stephen City, Virginia, taking the top time tonight. 17 of Logan Robertson pulled in a lap or so earlier. He is number 2 on the board right now. The 11 of David Kaiser back in third. 71 of Tyler Hoy and the 33 of Jacob Witt. They'll be in that order as far as their dash times are concerned here this evening.
All right, drivers, speed it up. Green, green, green.
Many items given up is the $204 courtesy of Dwayne's Auto Repair and Emergency Vehicle Services to the dash winner tonight, and $104 to the remaining drivers per position. And that will be coming up in our pure stocks as they are on the track right now. So here's where more money kicks into gear. Drivers for your B main to the staging area. Semi-late drivers for your B main to the staging area, please. Well, right now the 78 of Evan Fowles tops on the board. The 80 of defending champion Nick Vogel right now in second. The 9 of Jason Wilkins, 31 of Nathaniel Yonker, and the 17 of Randy Lindenberg, the early top 5. 2 laps to go in this 4-lap dash session right now. Again, semi-late drivers for your B main. You can make your way to the staging area. All right, checkered coming out, and Evan Fowles, the 6-time winner, looking to see if he can start out front tonight in that 24-lap, $2,444 to win event in the Zack Reid Memorial. And right now, Fowles will be number 1 on the board. 80 to Nick Vogel, the defending Hub City National Champion, coming up in second.
Simulate drivers, 36C and 01X. You automatically transfer to the feature. You can go to the pit. We're not going to run a B main for 2 cars. Go ahead and go to the pit. You both qualify.
Okay, and as can be the case sometimes on a 2-day show in which the B main is on the second day, we do just have 2 of the 8 cars that are with us, that being the 36C of Cale Martin and also the 01X of Adam Breed. Those 2 drivers automatically make it into the starting lineup for tonight's 25-lap semi-late event, so that thus scratches our B main for the semi-lates, and those 2 competitors make their way in. So that'll move us into the pure stock B main. All right, field getting set for the green flag. Again, 8 laps of distance. Top 4 drivers transferred into our Zack Reid Memorial event. Going to be Matt Day, David Thompson from the front row. Green flag out for our first event of. Dave will climb the banking, and Thompson looks to get underneath of him and switch on the. He is up into the transfer spot for the moment with the 67 Bill Ecton Sr. rounding out the top 5 as Nate will go back at number 1. No change in the running order. Everybody's single file for the moment, and Nays gathered it up a little bit after Thompson made the challenge a lap ago. He's opened a 4-5 car length advantage up. Fisher, meanwhile, still moving up in the order to the inside of Wilson. He'll put that 32 up into 3rd. Here is the complete lap number 2. 32 of Wilson right now. He's in the transfer spot. Behind him, Ecton and Friedrich. They're battling for 5th position and trying to get up there with a transfer position. Three on the board that make up the 8 laps of tonight's B main event as Tyler Fisher continues to be the driver on the move. Looked like he was all set for the outside move, and now Ecton and Friedrich get together, but they break apart. They stay straight. Fisher still trying to figure his way around the 12 of Thompson as they work it back halfway on the board here in our B main tonight. Lap number 5 about to be complete with Matt Day in control from his pole starting spot. The Gordon, Pennsylvania driver making his way back to the stripe to take lap number 5 in the second half of tonight's qualifier. Thompson in the 12. He remains in second spot. Fisher in the 32 had caught him and just hasn't figured a way around him right now. And the 32W, Robert Wilson. He remains in 4th position. Friedrich in that 2X machine. Several car lengths back as time's running out to get a transfer spot. He holds on to 5th. 67 to Bill Ecton Jr., then the 25 of Rodney Miner as the field takes 2 to go. Fisher now dives to the inside for second. He got the spot, but here comes Thompson right back to the inside to reclaim that runner-up position. All the while, it's going to be the 5 of Day, opened up about a half straightaway lead in tonight's B-main event as he'll take the white flag this time by. Good side-by-side battle. They are both in the field. And Fisher grabbed that position. Now he slides up the banking. Thompson goes back down low, but Fisher's going to have the momentum to keep him in second spot as they work down the back chute. Checkered flag coming in the air this time by. The 5 of Matt Day out of Gordon, Pennsylvania. Transfer to tonight's Zack Reid Memorial. 32 of Tyler Fisher will come up in second. The 12 of David Thompson and the 32W. Robert Wilson. He will be the 4 and final drivers that make their way into tonight's Zack Reid Memorial event.
5M. Once you go across the scales, you're going to be needed on the front stretch for presentation for award. 5M to the front stretch after you cross the scales.
We need you down here as well. Well, folks, Matt Day is our first winner tonight. Let's give it up for our B-main winner because he not only gets to get the accolades and the interview, but you have an interesting game that you're getting ready to play. Matt, welcome to Hagerstown Speedway. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Hey, good B-main victory. It looked like it was going to be a little bit of battle, and then all of a sudden you stretched her out, so now you're comfortably into the field. What do you got to do to move up more in the order tonight?
Well, we came here with too high of a gear yesterday. I did not blow the tires off the back, so I guess we learned something there. We changed them in a parking lot right out the road.
Right.
So I guess Redneck Garage did okay so far. Okay,
so that being said, as our B-main winner, Angie. Okay, you got 250 for winning the B-main, but it's game show time. It's going to be deal or no deal. Now, what you can do is you can take the 250 and whatever's in an envelope that they have for you right here in a socket set, but that also means, well, we don't know what's in the envelope, and relinquish your starting spot to the gentleman that finished second or the next driver up, which would be our 5th place finisher. So you can either choose to take you're going to get your money no matter what, or take your money as well as what you think may be in the envelope. Fans, what should he do? Should he take the money in the envelope, or should he keep his spot and race in tonight's race? What would you do? All right, race tonight's race. How many say yes, race the race? All right, how many say the heck with it, I'm taking the money, I'm taking what's in the envelope even though I don't know what the heck's in the envelope, and I'm taking the socket set and go home? How many people think he should do that? What do you think? How close was that? How would it sound like to you?
I didn't try 2 hours to not race, so
Well, we pretty much figured you were going to race. All right, there you go. So, he's going to race. So there's his money as the B-main winner. And how much money would he have gotten? Oh, my Lord. Even my bank doesn't have that much money. So it would have been $450 in the envelope and the socket set. Would you repeat that, please, Angie?
We're going to give this to the fans since he doesn't want our money.
Who likes money? Who loves money? And who's glad that Matinee's racing tonight in the feature event? He made the good choice. Matt, we thank you for playing Deal or No Deal. All right, we're going to have a rerun of the show when you get back home. I'll tell you what channel you can watch it on, okay?
All right, thank you.
Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
All right, it's here from Matinee to Gordon, Pennsylvania, our B-main winner tonight here at Hagerstown. Mr. Faust over here, because Big Money came away with the top run of the dash. Good job tonight.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, you were a little concerned yesterday. What'd you change? Well, the dogs are even coming down to congratulate you. Look at that. Hey.
Well, you know, we came in second in the points. We got beat last week, so I'm just trying to finish the season off strong. You know, always look forward to this race every year. Everybody's giving the best shot, you know. Gotta thank God for sure. What a blessed evening to be here with all these people. Have an awesome night for racing. And yeah, just see what we can do.
Okay, so you got $204 courtesy of Dwayne's Auto Repair and Emergency Vehicle Services. And there's Dwayne to present it. Dwayne, thank you so much for your help tonight.
No problem, thanks. Glad
All right, give it up for Dwayne. That name's out on the billboard here. And Evan Faust, he's going to have a dogfight on his hands coming up tonight as well on a big pure stock event for the Zack Reid Memorial. All right, Evan, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Evan Faust, our 6-time winner this year in pure stock competition.
All right, drivers, green flag this time.
Al Hardy, Logan Robertson, two of the tops in the business. David Kaiser, Tyler Hoy, very two good cars at Winchester. Jonathan DeHaven, right up there alongside of him, going to be the 11P of Ed Pope. We set to go green here in 30 laps of action in the Hub City Nationals for Great Lake Model. And Hardy will grab the lead, but Robertson quickly tries to get underneath of him and see if he can challenge for the lead. Down the back straightaway, he's right up to the rear quarter panel. Kaiser and Hoy, they're the top four. Field off into turn number 3 and 4 for the first time. Hardy wiggles a little in the higher groove, but he'll lead lap number 1. Going to be Robertson in second, Kaiser and Hoy side by side for third. And here comes Noah Burnell in the 31. He's trying to crack the top 5 to the inside of Ed Pope off turn number 2. DeHaven, meanwhile, he along with Brian Booz, they're side by side, just outside the top 5, battling hard for the number 7 position. Going to be DeHaven up in the high groove. Booz down low as Hardy brings him back for lap number 2 of 30 in tonight's Great Lake Model feature event. So Hardy with about a 3-car length advantage over Robertson. Another 10 back to Kaiser. He's got Tyler Hoy all over the rear deck lid. And then the Hornet's Nest. Burnell got the number 5 spot, but he's got DeHaven to deal with. He's found something up top, and he's moving forward. Speaking of DeHaven, and makes contact with Burnell. The door was slammed shut, and still trying to make a hole on the outside. That will lose a little momentum as Pope's right there. There's Brian Booz and Levi Crowell, the number 5, also trying to climb up in the order. Top 4 have begun to string out a little bit. They are single file. DeHaven wins that battle back over Burnell this time by. And puts the 17H up into the number 5 position. Burnell will be back in 6th. Booz is going to change that quickly underneath of him. He goes 6th. Burnell 7th. Pope in 8th. Crowell in 9th. And Cody Breen right now rounds out the top 10 here at the 1/6 mark of tonight's 30-lap main event. 5 are in the books as DeHaven almost tags the wall off at turn 4. Really swung it wide, but holds on for the number 5 position. The B2 of Booz, 2-time winner in crate late model action this year. He's putting the pressure on him. Meanwhile, further back, Levi Crowell working on the 31 of Brunel. And it's going to be Breed and Pope side by side. These are all battles in the top 10 on the back half of that top 10. Single file for the front four spots, and the Boos continuing to chew away down low on Jonathan DeHaven. They'll be side by side down the back chute. DeHaven using the high side advantage to gain his momentum back, but then Boos draws even in turn 3 and 4. As they work it back off of that fourth turn, DeHaven's going to have the advantage and gets back up into 5th. Boos is 6th. Crowell has now moved up to 7th. Pope is 8th. Brunel 9th. And the 14 of Cody Breed rounding out the top 10. Close in on the 1/3 mark of tonight's 30-lap crate late model event. It's all Kyle Hardy right now. About some 7-8 car lengths over the 17 of Logan Robertson as he works off at turn number 4 and back for lap number 9. 11 of David Kaiser is still holding on to 3rd. 71T of Tyler Hoy. And then the battle between DeHaven and Boos. It continues to go back and forth with right now DeHaven in the 5th spot. Levi Crowell back in 7th, followed by the 11P of Ed Pope, and then the 14 of Cody Breed. They remain the top 10, no changes, just some shuffling back and forth on positions inside the top 10 as we hit 10 on the board here in our 30-lap main event. Only challenge really throughout the entire 19-car field is still going to be that battle for 5th as DeHaven and Boos continue to be glued together. And little by little, Logan Robertson has closed up a couple of car lengths on the 99 of Hardy. And we'll see whether that interval shrinks a little bit more. They begin to start working on the back markers in the field. They can see them. They're only about a quarter straightaway ahead of them as the leaders make their way back for lap number 12. Kaiser pulling away a little bit from Tyler Hoy, comfortably in 3rd spot. And again, DeHaven and then Brian Boos as the 40 of Scott Sweeney, the 33 of Jacob Witt, a couple of top drivers in points in crate late model action this year at Hagerstown, may be the first couple of drivers to go a lap down. And Hardy's going to have to start dissecting some lap traffic. Only about 4 car length separation between the top 2 drivers here in lap number 13. Boos, meanwhile, to the inside of DeHaven down the front straightaway, trying to gain that number 5 spot down underneath of him. And slides up the banking and tries to slam the door shut and does as Brian Boos moves the B2 up into the top 5. Meanwhile, the leaders begin to dissect some lap traffic around the 40 of Scott Sweeney. Goes Kyle Hardy, and he has got Logan Robertson right there. The gap is gone as Robertson swung it down low very hard. He swings it up high and loses a few car lengths. As they begin to dissect some lap traffic, the 33 of Jacob Witt will be next in line. Then Chase Hardy at the number 18 machine, followed by the 14C of Chuck Bowie. They'll be some of the drivers next in line with only a 2-car length separation between the top 2 and halfway. 15 in the books and 15 to go. Underneath goes Robertson in lap traffic on Kyle Hardy off turn 2 as the 18 of Chase Hardy hits the pits, and then Robertson really drawing down to the bottom side of Jacob Witt, comes right up in front of him. Little contact is made, and Hardy's right on the rear deck with Robertson as they come back for lap number 16. One more machine to deal with, and look at Hardy go. He goes down to the bottom side, slides up the bank, and initially got that lead, and now it's Robertson taking advantage of that lost momentum by Kyle Hardy and regains the number 1 spot down in 3 and 4. Underneath the car of Chuck Bowie, who goes way high in turn number 4. Leaders are back for lap 17. So the Waynesboro, Virginia drivers started on the outside of that front row with Hardy, and right now they've got a little bit of breathing room with regards to lap traffic, about a half a straightaway up until the next contenders. But right now Robertson trying to open up that advantage. He's got about a 5-car length advantage as they come back for lap number 18 in tonight's crate late model 30-lapper. Still further back as we've been focused on that, the 11 of David Kaiser, he's still holding on to the number 3 position. Tyler Hoy in the 71 holds on to 4th. Brian Boos is bringing the B2 closer as the 462 of Tommy Arnold showing signs of smoke down the back straightaway and off the pace And looks like he'll be hitting the pits here at lap number 19. Boy, once in front, Robertson really has started to check out as Armel limps his 462 off into the pit area. And we get set for lap number 20. 10 laps to go here in tonight's Crate Late Model main event. Logan Robertson pulls it off at turn number 4.
Yellow, yellow. Yellow, yellow for liquid.
And looks like there may be some liquid on the racetrack, so the caution flag comes out here at lap number 19. Far behind. They're in that second row. Booze has been on the move. He's to the inside of DeHaven. They've had a great battle. Right now they're back in row 3. Pope and Crowell in row 4. Breeden and Brunell, and we get set to go. 10 laps to go here in tonight's Crate Late Model Hub City National. Green is out, and it's up to the gearbox of the drag race in turn number 1 and 2. And one driver spinning off turn 4 on the restart. Caution quickly right back out.
Stay high and 4.
Set to do battle in our remaining 9 laps tonight. Robertson, Hardy still on the front row. And the way it was looking, Robertson had gotten the better of him on that restart right before the caution came out. Let's see what this latest restart produces as they get the green flag off of turn 4. Side by side, Hardy swung it wide off of 4, trying to gain as much momentum as he can. It may pay off as he's working the high line and grabs that lead from Robertson off of turn number 2. Booze, meanwhile, he gets 2. Around Hoy, around Kaiser, and the B2 of Brian Booze, a 2-time Crate Late Model winner, is now up into 3rd. Going to be Tyler Hoy, still in 4th. And rounding out the top 5 now, Jonathan DeHaven, that's 17H. He got around David Kaiser. Levi Crowell's back in there, along with Cody Breeden, Ed Pope, Noah Brunell. And the 36 of Carrico, he's busting up through the field a little bit. He gets around Brunell and Pope late in the event. As we come back for lap number 22, Hardy and Robertson, nose to tail. Car length at best, separation between those top 2 drivers, and let's see if anything changes here in the latter stages. Booze about 9 car lengths back in that number 3 spot. Hoy in 4th, Kaiser 5th. Leaders coming back, lap 23, Robertson looking down low. Hardy's going to have the high side momentum to keep him up front, but they are nose to tail back at turn number 1 and 2. And Booze all the while is going to be closing that gap up. Slid a little bit off that second turn. It's only about 5-6 car lengths from the 3rd position with the 71T of Tyler Hoy not far behind. Lap 24 on the board this time by. So now Robertson trying to play offense, but now he's going to have to play a little defense as Booze has closed that gap up to 2 car lengths back in 3rd. With Hoy and Kaiser the top 5, and we have got 5 circuits to go here in tonight's Hub City National for the Crate Late Models. Robertson knows time's running out. 2 car lengths make it 3. Separation between those 2. He distanced himself from Booze on that lap. And let's see what the 17R may have in store as they come back for lap number 26 here in tonight's Crate Late Model main event. Single file for the top 6, 7, 8 positions as the leaders make their way back across the stripe here with 4 circuits to go. And caution again in turn 4. And once again, the 11 of Steve Payne having problems in that 4th turn area. Brings out that yellow once again. Of David Kaiser. DeHaven, the 17H, very strong run for him. Back in 6th, Levi Crowell in 7th. Braden Anderson now up into the number 8 position. Cody Breeden in 9th. And Ed Pope rounding out the top 10. 4 circuits to go here in the Hub City National. Well, Hardy dove it down low. As Robertson swinging it wide, almost too wide, as Brian Booze almost saw the door open, but it closed, and trouble for David Kaiser. Spins it off of turn number 2. Everybody going high-low. They avoid contact, but caution back out.
All right, drivers, green flag this time. 26 down, 4 to go.
Still 4 circuits to go here in tonight's super late model main, or I should say, crate late model main event. And here comes Hardy. Well, he's got a super late model win here at Hagerstown. And Robertson makes a little contact with him on that restart. They were jammed up down bottom. Hardy trying to protect that low line. Robertson trying to get the crowbar out and get him up into the high groove as they peel off down the back straightaway. Robertson with a good run. He'll be within a half a car length down the back straightaway. Booz in third. Hoy fourth. DeHaven now, the number 5 spot. Coming back for lap 27. Hardy in the high groove. Going to be Robertson down low, but Hardy still got the momentum as he takes the 3 to go sign. Booz still well within striking distance as he remains in third spot. Hoy and DeHaven, and then side by side behind him. Good run for the 25 of Braden Anderson as he looks to the inside of Levi Crown, trying to move up in the top 5 tonight as well. Robertson, meanwhile, turning the wick up a little bit more. 2 laps to go here in tonight's Great Late Model main event, and Robertson looks like he is definitely searching for an opportunity, probing. And a lap and a half to go, and still a car length separation between those 2 drivers down into turn 3 and 4. Going to be Hardy again way up high. Robertson trying to hug the guardrail down bottom. Still Hardy with the high side momentum. White flag in the air. Off at turn number 2, the final lap. And again, Robertson building up some momentum and pulls right up to the rear deck lid. And Hardy this time going to go low, now slides up the banking. Robertson trying to dive it down low. The drag race is on, and Kyle Hardy coming away with the 30-lap Great Late Model win in the Hub City National, his 3rd consecutive Hub City National crown. 17 of Logan Robertson comes home in the number 2 position. It'll be the B2 of Brian Booz winding up in 3rd. Robertson the entire way, green flag action, and there he is, folks, Kyle Hardy, your Great Late Model Hub City National Champion. Well, Kyle, it was about a month ago or so. We're talking to you at Super Late Model Victory Lane, and now you're back with the crate. What does it mean, number 1, that this is a 3rd Hub City National in a row for you guys? That's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, it is a lot of hard work, but if it had stayed green, this field was going to be in for a hurting. Logan made a good long run call. You know they're going to be good, and they're old school. You know they're going to do something different than everybody else, and it was going to set them aside from everybody. But just tonight we had it go our way. Just a couple of yellows there at the end, and I was able to cool my tires. And I don't know if he wanted to restart on the bottom there, and you know, I don't know if I would have wanted to, but I know what tires he had on, and I seen the yellows, and I was like, man, if I can make something happen here, this should work. But I'm human, and so is he, but I know that if it stayed green, it'd have been hard to beat him, and you got to commend him for that, for having a great long run car. And it just shows 2 different style of racing. We just had a really good short run car, and if it was any more than 4 or 5 laps ago, I think he'd have been working on me, but you know, me and Logan, we've had a long road together. It started out a little rough, but I have nothing but respect for them guys. And, you know, he races me hard, I race him hard. And at the end of the day, you know, we just got to respect each other. And, I think we've come to that, so, which is really cool. And he's racing, you know, professionally, and so am I. So just really cool to be able to win and actually, you know, beat some competition here tonight. Some really good cars throughout the field tonight. Really happy my brother got to race.
How many tricks of the trade did you teach him without giving up too many of your secrets this weekend?
Well, I don't know if I taught him anything, but he taught me a couple things about tires and just the way to go about crate racing. And you know, and it almost bit us, but you know, it's a double-edged sword. You put a hard tire on, you put a soft tire on. You don't know really what's going to happen. You know, if I put a hard tire on, I probably wouldn't have been as good because I didn't work on my car all week with a hard tire. So just 2 different packages, and it makes for good racing. You got 2 different cars out front that completely different setup. So,
well, it's your time of year. There's a lot of special races, and I know there's a lot of people that you'd like to thank this evening as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a fun weekend. Got to thank Mike Hurley and you know, my parents, and you know, MB Sports Collectibles, Marshall and Melissa's family, and Ford of Leonardtown, Superior Property Management, Josh Bennett, Anthony's Pizza, DeHaven Trailer Sales, Ingram Engines, Roy Anderson Race Cars, and Mikey out there at Roy's, and Klein Construction. George has been a long supporter of us for a very long time, and American Paint Company. My mom and dad, Mike Hurley, just Rocket Chassis, Brian Doherty with Integra, just he supplies me with shocks that I don't have to pay for, and just means a lot. Just awesome race cars, quite a few-year-old car. Just we was looking down and out, just glad we can get it done.
This is a year, or the time of year for big events, and this is one of them for Hagerstown Speedway. What do you have left on your calendar with just about a month or so left in the racing season for fans that like to watch Kyle Hardy?
Yeah, well, we still got a full schedule ahead. We got probably, I'd say 15, 20 races, left this year, and just a lot of racing left to do, and I'm thankful to be able to do this for a living, and I love racing crates. $2,500 is for crates around here is pretty good, and only an hour away from home. Just glad to be able to finally get a win here in the last couple weeks.
Well, you did it, and you've done it for the third consecutive year. Kyle, congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty cool being able to win this 3 years in a row. I'm not really big on stats, but it's pretty cool to do that. And it's really good to beat some really stiff competition.
All right, go get in there in victory lane with all these throngs of people that want to be around you. Kyle Hardy, a 3-time Hub City National Champion in crate late model action.
All right, drivers, green flag this time around. 25 laps. 21, you can start the race anytime after the pole with 3 and 4. Yellow, 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 yellow. Not a good start, not a good start. I'm gonna stop you guys here on the French stretch. Here on the French stretch, on the outside of the track. Stop here on the outside of the track.
It's going to be Kearns and Steve Kent, the new front row, as we still have yet to complete a lap, and our pole position has changed 3 times as our leaders make it back into 1 and 2. Kearns down to the bottom side. Going to be Kent working up top. Scotty Nelson along with Combs or Megan Jenkins back there, and here comes a 30 side by side. Kearns and Kent make a little contact, some sheet metal rubbing. And also problems further back for the 65 at Dylan Wilson, the former pole sitter. Looks like he's got issues in trying to hit off into the pit area. Leaders back meanwhile for lap number 1. And Kent is going to show the way. The 2024 Pure Star Semi-Late champion. Kearns into second. Scotty Nelson holding on to third. And now up to the inside. Here comes Brady Neff from deep in the pack. He started on the inside of row 7. Caution, meantime on the speedway. And looks like the Wilson machine unable to make it into the pit area.
You are disqualified. Take it to the pit.
In trouble off of turn 4 during the caution, and unfortunately the issues continue between the 65 of Dylan Wilson and the 948 of Joey Zamboni III, and as a result,
1 seat. I need you to stop there at the turn 3 and 4 flagman. Stop there at the 3 and 4 flagman. Stop right there. Friends out. Stop. 1 seat. Stop. 1 seat. Stop.
On to red until we can resolve our issues over in turn number 4 and go ahead and get everything taken care of.
Alright, drivers, green flag next time around. 1 down, 24 to go. Couple deep breaths. We've got plenty of racing yet to do. You can't win it on the first lap or the second lap. The 25th lap is the one that counts.
Not a good restart, so we will try them again one more time. It has been a hard time getting these semi-late drivers off to a good start here this evening, so we'll re-rack them one more time and try it again.
First, due to the amount of cautions we have, we're going to keep you single file for this restart. Single file for this restart. We're also 26 minutes into this race. You will have a 45-minute time limit. So you have 24 minutes to get 25 laps in for 45 minutes.
Out Steve Kent, Scotty Nelson, Brady Neff, Jenkins, and Hainsey. They're the top 5 with 1 lap complete here in tonight's 25 lap main event as we get set to go back to green. Kent, the 3-time winner and 2024 track champ, right now leads him off at turn number 2. Going to be Nelson in second, Neff in third. A little bit of a gap back to the 3B of Jenkins as he worked it back at turn number 3 and 4. Hainsey in the 31 now looking to the inside of the Jenkins machine. Scotty Nelson also under attack by Brady Neff. The 7 of Rob Nichols up in there as well. And here goes Neff to the inside of Nelson. The battle for second. Back behind him, 3 wide for the number 4 position. And Nichols trying to see if he can grab 2 of them. He's down to the bottom. Hainsey in the middle. Jenkins on the high side. They stay 3 wide off a turn number 4. And the edge will go to Nichols this time. Down the front straightaway. All that battling has given Steve Kent a half-turn lead early. As Neff and Nelson continue their battle, Neff will eventually wrestle the number 2 spot away. Nichols will move up into 4th, and still Hainsey and Jenkins side by side for the number 5 position. Leaders coming back. 4 laps complete here at tonight's 25-lap main event. And trouble on turn 4.
Stay high coming out of 4. Stay high.
Contact. Apparently the 31 of Hainsey goes turning around. Everybody swings it wide down the front stretch. Well, the cautions have helped Neff out. He started on the inside of row 7, and now he finds himself with 4 laps complete on the outside of the front row as we get set to go back to green. Nelson will be on the inside. 7 of Rob Nichols, likewise. He started on the outside of row number 10. He's up to 4th, so we have had a lot of changing going on with very few laps to account for. And here goes Neff up through the gearbox. He goes by and takes the green flag. Kent on the high side. They are stacked up. Nichols, Nelson, and Rutherford in the 11. They're all right there as they peel it off at turn number 2. So going to be Neff the leader. Kent closing back up single file in the number 2 position. Rob Nichols in the 7, having a great run so far tonight. The Winchester driver up into 3rd as Kent swings it wide. Drag race is on. Trouble in turn 4. 00 Ryan Bloom spins it high in the turn 4 area. 1 more lap complete. Caution back out on the speedway.
This time, drivers, 5 down, 20 to go. We are 32 minutes in.
Laps complete and a 45-minute time limit. They have eaten up a lot of that by virtue of all the cautions and red flags. It'll be Neff and Kent side by side off turn number 2. This time Kent to the low side. He'll retake that lead. The 11 of Rutherford also having a very good run. He is up into the number 3 spot. Started on the outside of row number 4. He's got the challenge from Scotty Nelson, the 11. As Rutherford now on the outside around both Neff and Kent, and trying to take the number 1 spot. 7 of Nichols, he'll be back in 4th. Then it's going to be Jenkins in 5th, Nelson 6th, and to the inside, here comes the 01X of Adam Breeden. And he had to make it off through the consolation event, started all the way back to the inside of row number 11. He is up into the top 6 positions. Spinner in turn number 4. A couple of drivers involved. The 31 of Greg Hainsey nowhere to go as the yellow back out on lap 7.
We are 7 down, 35 minutes in. You got 10 more minutes to get the rest of this feature in, otherwise it will be checkered.
7 laps have been recorded. Dylan Rutherford will lead them back into turn number 1. And the battle on for second. Neff will be down on the guardrails. It's going to be Kent right behind him. Spin again. This time going to be the 21B of Brandon Lowry. A couple of other drivers. Looks like the 97 of Trent Holmes trying to avoid contact. He was also involved down there. And Hainsey in the 31. He has also not had a good... Just moments ago, we were at 35 minutes into this race. It does have a 45-minute time limit. Obviously, the drivers are in conversations with race control, so they are well aware of what their situation is right now. This the 11 of Dylan Rutherford as he smoked him off of turn number 4 moments ago, and he smoked 2 good ones as he looks to see if he can hold on to the lead coming back to the green. Going to be Kent, Neff, Nichols, and Jenkins. They will be the top 5 on the restart here as we begin lap number 8 of tonight's 25-lap simulate event. 33 of Scotty Nelson trying to move his way back in the top 5. And here comes the 01X of Adam Breeden, as we mentioned, started dead last in the field. And now fighting for a top 5 spot here in turn 3 and 4. Rutherford will be our leader on lap number 8. And trouble again, turn number 4. Another driver spinning down to the bottom. Caution again, back out.
Eight down, 17 to go. We are 38 minutes in. You hit 45 minutes. The next caution will end it.
Complete. We are 38 minutes into our time limit right now as we look to see if we get some consecutive green flag laps. Been a tough one tonight for the Simulate drivers as Rutherford takes it back to the green. Neff kicks to the inside of Steve Kent. In the battle for second, Nichols back in fourth and Breeden in the 01X. Great run for that driver in fifth. Jenkins in sixth, Scotty Nelson back in seventh, Walter Crouch in the number 8 position. Ninth is Jason Stoner. He was the initial pole sitter, so he's cracked back into the top 10 with the 21B of Brandon Lowry rounding out the top 10 cars. Leaders back to the straight, 9 in the books tonight. Rutherford opening up a little bit of a gap by about 5 car lengths. Going to be Neff on the bottom side. He'll take over second spot. Kent under attack by Nichols, who's right on that rear deck lid with the 01X of Breeden in tow. Behind them, side by side, Nelson to the inside of Jenkins, trying to battle for sixth as the leaders make the back for lap 10. So the leader is secure. Second place looks a little secure. It looks like the battle for third on back is a tight one. 3 drivers fighting for it. That's Kent, Nichols, and Breeden. And then a big gap back to the Jenkins machine. That's where Scotty Nelson, Jason Stoner, and also the 92 of Walter Crouch. They are residing back there, battling hard just outside the top 5. As we put 11 on the board and slowly close in on the halfway point of tonight's 25 laps Simulate main event. Almost trouble down in turn number 4. One driver getting it sideways, gathered it back up. That's going to be the 21B, Brandon Lowry. He's able to save it. All the while, Dylan Rutherford, he's got himself about a quarter of a straightaway edge over Brady Neff. Steve Kent, Rob Nichols, and Adam Breeden. They are all single filed, and it's 2x2 racing behind them. As it's going to be Walter Crouch to the inside of Jenkins, Nelson, and Stoner. They are side by side as they work it back to the stripe, and Crouch comes out the better of that one as he moves up into 6th position. Going to be the 3 of Jenkins holding on to 7th, Nelson 8th, Stoner in 9th, and the top 10 made up by the 21B of Brandon Lowry. As we have hit past the halfway point in tonight's 25 lap main event, 14 on the board this time by for Dylan Rutherford. Go in tonight's main event, Dylan Rutherford heading off as the 36C of Cale Martin. He has been smoking for several laps since the beginning, and he'll pull it off into the back pit area. Lap number 16 about to go on the board. Rutherford with about a half straightaway lead, a little bit less than that. 30 of Brady Neff in second spot. Comfortable over the 7 of Rob Nichols. Side by side, Breeden continues his run up towards the front. He is battling hard for 4th position with the 1C of Steve Kent. In by his lonesome back there in 6th is the 92 of Walter Crouch. Jason Stoner in 7th. Scotty Nelson holding on to 8th. Going to be the 21B. Lowry in 9th. And Jenkins beginning to fall back a little bit in the field as he rounds out the top 10 here at lap 17. Rutherford cruising down into turn 3 and 4 as he comes back for lap 18. And the only battle in that top 5, Breeden continuing to chip away down bottom on the Steve Kent machine. Track is slickened up a little bit, and tire decisions at the beginning compared to where we are right now in the race. That is what the toughie is. Pure Stocks for your main event. You can make your way to the staging area. Pure Stock drivers for your main event to the staging area, please. Kent still holding on to fourth as Breeden works the low side, but just that high side momentum built up. Kent swings it way wide, but still holds on to that position. Walter Crouch leading that second 5. Again, Jason Stoner, he's made a good comeback from the tail end of the field. He's now up into 7th spot. Scotty Nelson holding on to 8. Going to be Breeden back there in the number 9 spot. I'll make that Brandon Lowry. And the top 10, Jenkins and Trent Holmes, they're side by side with 5 laps to go. Stoner about the only driver that's still trying to make some advances in the field with what's left of tonight's laps, 21 on the board. And as Stoner goes by and is working hard on the 92 of Walter Crouch, midpoint down the back straightaway was Dylan Rutherford. Now he's working off at turn number 4. And lap 22 about to go on the board. 30 of Brady Neff still remains in second. The 7 of Rob Nichols, 5 car lengths back in third. And the ongoing battle between Kent and Breeden has been a good one. Kent still in fourth and Breeden rounding out the top 5. Once again, Pure Stocks for your main event to the staging area. Pure Stocks for your main event to the staging area. 2 laps to go that time by for Dylan Rutherford. And Breeden finally wins that battle with Steve Kent. Took him a long time to get around him, and Kent's not done. He is still going to fight hard on the outside as your leader heads midpoint down the back straightaway and gets set for that white flag tonight. Final circuit for Dylan Rutherford out of Front Royal, Virginia. Started on the outside of road number 4 in tonight's 25-lap main event. And a very successful move around Brady Neff and Steve Kent off turn 4 early. And then a caution came out, but he was able to maintain that lead. And once he got it, and we got rolling here, he's opened up a half straightaway lead, and now he sees the checkered flag. A new Hub City National champion in the form of Dylan Rutherford out of Front Royal, Virginia, winning tonight's semi-late main event. The 30 of Brady Neff, the 7 of Rob Nichols, the 01X of Adam Breeden, and the 1C, your 2024 champion, Steve Kent, make up your top 5. So a great win for Dylan Rutherford in the 11. And well, a new face in victory lane in our Hub City Nationals here at Hagerstown Speedway. It was a marathon, and they pushed that 45 as far as they could go. The old Timex was getting worn out on the wrist. But after a multitude of cautions and a very slick move off turn number 4 around 2 drivers, it was Dylan Rutherford checking in. And when he gets out, let him hear it. Dylan Rutherford, your semi-late Hub City National champion. Getting a lot of congratulations. The first thing we're going to give you, Dylan, is a watch, because I think the one you're wearing wore out. That time limit was coming close, but I tell you, that was a wild one. I know for a fan watching the race, it's aggravating, caution after caution after caution, but for a driver, that's got to be very frustrating because it takes you out of your momentum and out of your groove.
Oh, absolutely. After the very first lap, I thought we was done. And, we had to go to the tail, and then we got lucky, and there was another big pile up, and then just everything worked away. But then the last 4 or 5 cautions when I was leading, it's dreadful. I hate it.
You know, the great move for you was coming off of turn number 4. You're running third, and you got 2 heavyweights in Brady Neff and Steve Kent are champion, and somehow you found something that just plucked you around them on the outside. Tell us about that move that got you into the lead.
Yeah, be honest with you, I can't believe neither one of them was up there on that. I felt it the lap before, and then I said, well, if I can get a good run getting in, and they don't hold it up, I was like, well, I'll blow right by them, and then that's pretty much what happened, all honestly. But can't say enough about this car. It was fucking, excuse my French, it was dead on tonight. Roy Anderson put the tires on the back of it tonight, and he made the right call. So thanks to him.
In addition to Roy, who else would you like to thank this evening?
Reese, Alicia, my mom, my dad, my sister, Cooter, Andrew Safel, he put the body on it. Drew, everybody is here, Larry, Miss Jamie, American Asphalt, Safel Enterprises, Cooper Trucking, CNS, General Contractor, A&C Race Engines got the power underneath the hood of this thing, and they come through this weekend for sure. And ARC Race Cars, Roy, I can't say enough about him. Anytime I ask him something, he always comes through for me. So appreciate all the guys, and we're going to party tonight. You've won some good races in your career. You're one of top profile Simulate drivers. What's it mean to win in Hagerstown for the Hub City National tonight? It means a lot. I've won the hobby stock portion of this race from 10th, and I started 8th and 9th. I said, well, if I could do it from 10th, I could do it from 8th. So we had to start a little bit further back after the first lap, but it means a lot. That $2,500 is going to go a long way with us. 8th to the back, to a multitude of cautions, to the lead, and surviving. You did it, Dylan. Congratulations. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, Dylan Rutherford, your Hub City National Simulate champion this year here at Hagerstown Speedway. And I think we do have some more things we're going to do. Well, race fans, we have been very blessed this year with some great memorial and tribute races. The Eric Johnson tribute, the Frank Saggy tribute, the McBee Durbero tribute, and all of them have been done by family members that have done an outstanding job, not just of putting on the race and working with the Speedway, but everything they've given back to the fans and drivers. Number one, folks, get on your feet and thank the Reid family for the great job they did for everybody tonight in providing what they did. And here's to you, Zack Reid. Here is your salute. Cheer on your favorite pure stock driver, some of the best in the business, as we get set to go 24 laps in our Zack Reid Memorial tonight here at the capital of dirt track racing.
Good job, guys. Good job. Get to the back stretch, 15T and 57. You're just going to hold back and let that inside go through, and then we can go back being doubled up.
I believe young Carolina Reid is going to be up there as our honorary flag person to drop the green flag in tonight's 24-lap Zack Reid Memorial. Give her a little confidence. See, Calvin, you turned too old. It was Calvin's birthday tonight. He just can't take it anymore. He's too old. We've got to replace our flag person, and we're going to do it. We're going to put one of those little Reid girls up there and show you how it's done, Calvin. Evan Faust, the 6-time winner in Knoxville, Maryland. He won the dash race. That put him on the pole in tonight's event. Nick Fogel, the 88, the defending champion of the Hub City Nationals. We mentioned Jason Wilkins, the one-time winner, the most recent winner here at Hagerstown. One-time winner Nathaniel Younger, and a tough crowd behind him. Here we go, 20 laps, 24 for the Zack Reid tribute.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. We're going to do that restart again. That wasn't a good start.
All right, looking for a little bit better start initially as they come off at turn number 4. 24 laps to go here in our Zack Reid tribute event. Good looking start that time as Reid and Fogel side by side off into turn number 1 and 2. Lindenberg, the fast timer on Friday night. Walking up through the field, gets around the 41 of Caravello quickly and up into 5th. Everybody working their way gingerly through turn 3 and 4 on the initial lap, and trouble going to be DeShong in the number 3. Contact made, and he'll spin down to the bottom side of turn number 4.
Evan Faust, I need you to tone the pace down a little bit.
Complete field heading back to green this time by Evan Faust and Nick Fogel from that front row. And Faust will be at the point. Jason Wilkins digging down bottom off of turn number 2. Fogel on that high side. Top 3 nose to tail with the 31 of Nathaniel Yonker. Back here in fourth, 17 yellow, Randy Lindenberg already making some moves. He was on the outside of row 3. He's moved up at least one spot in the order as they come back for that second circuit. And trouble. Boy, a 360 by the 03. And the 12 of David Thompson also involved in that issue. So caution quickly right back out on the speedway. All right, field set, back to battle. 2 laps complete here in our 24-lap main event. And again, Faust and Fogel take us back to turn number 1. 17 of Randy Lindenberg. He moves on to the inside of Nathaniel Yonker, and he presses the button and pulls up alongside the 9 of Jason Wilkins down the back straightaway. Faust will be the leader as Safel, the 42. He also is making a charge from the back end of the field on the outside. Leaders stacked up as they work it back. Faust the leader. Here comes Wilkins on the inside of Fogel with Lindenberg right on his rear bumper, and then the 31 of Yonker making up the top 5 here on lap number 3. And Fogel a little out of shape off turn 2. That opens the door for Wilkins. He'll go second. And Lindenberg tried it. Not quite there yet. The door is open down bottom, but Lindenberg stays behind him. Meanwhile, it's going to be Yonker and Caravello side by side. In trouble for the 32W of Robert Wilson on the back straightaway.
Yellow, you've got a car in the middle
4.
of the back stretch coming out of 2. Stay high. Stay
so
high,
damage
stay high,
on the
stay
32W of Robert Wilson. That's his second caution tonight. All right, green flag back in the air. Faust will be the leader. He's got Wilkins right on that rear bumper. Heavy pressure on the 78. 17 to Lindenberg and 3 wide back there for the number 4 spot. Yonker, Fogel, Caravello in the 41. He's top shelf right now, trying to move up 2 spots in the order. As the leaders come back, battle for the lead. Wilkins will be credited with the number 1 spot that time. But as they go into 3 and 4, Faust and Wilkins, heavy pressure on each other. And Lindenberg watching from behind. Dead even down the back straightaway. The edge to Faust by half a curling. And Wilkins charging on that outside. Trying to see if he can make it happen. And he draws even once again off turn number 4. It'll be a slight edge to the 78 of Evan Faust back to the stripe here at lap number 6 tonight. 32W of Wilson headed off into the pit area after the damage from that previous caution as the leaders work off at turn number 2. And those 2 front runners glued to each other. Faust and Wilkins, the 17 of Lindenberg, a car length back. Then it's Yonker and Fogel side by side for the number 4 position. Faust can't quite hold it down. He's running a certain group, but then the car drifts up on him. And that opened the door up for the number 9, but he falls right back in behind him in second spot. Lindenberg, meanwhile, just waiting. He is lying in the weeds right now, so to speak. The 17L is right there. Top 3 nose to tail. Yonker gets around Keith Reid, who got around Fogel moments ago. He's dropped back as Dylan Beavers in the 62 likewise has begun to make a move up towards the front of the field as well. Eight circuits complete in tonight's 24-lap event as we hit the 1/3 mark here in the Zack Reid Memorial tonight. Again, Jason Wilkins to the inside of Faust, trying to make it 2 in a row. Faust looking for win number 7, Lindenberg number 2. Younger also looking for another victory. A lot of winners right up here in the top 5. Everybody in that top 5 has picked up a victory this year here at the Hagerstown Speedway. And the cream is rising to the top here in the Zack Reid Memorial. Beavers in the 62 right now, holding on to the number 6 position. 88 of Fogel, the defending Hub City National Champion, dropping back into 7th. Going to be the 06 of Hutton, holding on to 8th. 15T of Hotto in 9th, and the 41 of Caravello. He was a little bit further up moments ago. He's now holding on to a top 10 spot with pressure from the 8R of Blake Reid. 10 down, 14 to go here in tonight's 24-lap event. Wilkins again, a good run off turn 2 that time. One of his best ones, and that draws him ahead of Faust by half a car length as he works it down to the bottom of the racetrack. And this time, looks like Jason Wilkins is going to be able to hold on. Faust trying the crossover move. It's not there because Randy Lindenberg is right there as well. 2 is inside. The battle is on now for 2nd. Lindenberg will fall back in line as that also brings Yonker and Reid up to those 2 drivers. Top 5 getting closer and tighter. 62 of Beavers buys Lonesome on the track right now in 6th. Fogel 7th. It's going to be Hutton in 8th as they come back for lap number 12. Halfway here in tonight's Zack Reid Memorial. And once he finally wrestled that number 1 spot away, Jason Wilkins has been able to open up some daylight. Meanwhile, Faust has had to be on the defensive. Randy Lindenberg has been chewing on that rear bumper quite a bit as well. And Yonker and Reid are not far behind. 2nd through 5th. Very tightly bunched is. Here goes Lindenberg again back to the inside. Trying to see if he can grab that number 2 spot. And Lindenberg spins in in turn number 1. Trying to get underneath of Evan Faust, and a tough break for the one-time winner.
Green flag this time, drivers 9. You start the race.
As far as our
down,
set to go in tonight's event. 13 down in tonight's event. Actually 11 to go as 24 will make up our Zack Reid Memorial. In trouble on the backstretch. One got spun. Looks like Lindenberg. 17
yellow,
got
yellow,
turned.
no go, no go,
And
no
that
go, no
keeps the
go.
caution out. In the air at lap 13 of tonight's Pure Stock Zack Reid Memorial. Jason Wilkins leads them back. Nathaniel Yonker is able to do it, and Randy Lindenberg, problems on that car, spins again, and that will be number 3 for the fast timer.
Now that's 3 cautions.
Tough break
for
from
you.
Lindenberg, and obviously problems on that car somehow, some way. The 17L is going to be done for the night. Shot at it, 13 down as we still have 11 to go in tonight's Zack Reid Memorial. Wilkins and Faust up on the front row. Yonker's made some good strides in that 31 machine as he gets set on the inside of row number 3, I'll make it 2, alongside our champion Keith Reid. Green flag in the air. And Wilkins again will grab that lead, and here comes Reid. He moves around to Yonker and gets himself up into 3rd. Now the battle is back further in the pack in the number 5 spot. Fogel trying to rebound. Hutton in the 06. Trying to carve up in between 2 drivers. Dylan Beavers in the 62 down bottom as the leaders come back for lap number 14. 10 circuits to go here in tonight's Zack Reid Memorial event. So Wilkins using that middle groove. Faust is down bottom. Reid is going to join him down there likewise. And now he's going to hit the button and try to get to the inside of Faust in the battle for 2nd. And meanwhile, 3 wide just outside the top 5. Fogel is in 5th, but he has got Hutton now on the outside. Hotto is there, and then Beavers in the 62. As it's a pretty good logjam. 4 wide down the front straightaway. And that will be for the number 5 position. And they are still 4 wide off of turn number 2, and Fogel comes out the better of it in the 88. He's on the outside. Now it goes down to 2x2 racing. And going to be Hoddle to the inside of Hutton. Beavers on the inside of Blake Reid, who's trying to move himself up in the order. And all the while, it's Jason Wilkins checking out a little bit more, opening up a gap at lap 16. Keith Reid has wrestled that number 2 spot away from Evan Faust. And then that's Yonker in the 31. Closing up ranks with him. Vogel has rebounded back up into 5th as Hoddle and Hutton remain side by side for the number 6 spot. Lap 17 of 24 coming by this time. So Evan Faust begin to fade a little bit. The 31 of Yonker now works to his inside and tries to get the 3rd position. And Hutton also wrestling that battle away from Justin Hoddle. That will put him up into 6th. And now he climbs the banking a little bit. That opens the door once again. In trouble a little bit further back.
Low at 3 and 4.
Looks like the 13 of Sam Hoffman, one of the drivers involved. 2 cars up in turn 4 at lap 18. Back to Greenway with Jason Wilkins stands on that gas and takes it down to turn 1 and 2. It'll be Yonker down bottom side. Reid with Faust in his tire tracks off of turn number 2. Now Reid opens up a gap of about a car length. Faust will go up into 3rd. Yonker down to the bottom side, followed by the 06 of Hutton in the top 5. 5 laps to go this time by. So again, Wilkins answering the bell on the restarts. Reid remains in 2nd position. Faust trying to come back to life late as he holds on to 3rd and closes up that gap. Yonker and Hutton, they are the top 5. 8 are Blake Reid, late race charge. He's up into the number 6 spot. Caravello with a 41 underneath of him, and underneath of him is going to be the 88 of Fogel. And contact made, and they did hold on. That could have been bad on the front straightaway. They're able to keep it straight as they work it off at turn number 2. Lap 21 being worked on right now as the field makes his way back into turn number 3 and 4. Wilkins, as we mentioned, Eric Johnson tribute winner in the past, the winner last weekend. Not too satisfied with how his season is gone, but coming on strong at the tail end of the year as he comes across the stripe. 21 on the board, 3 circuits to go in our 24-lap Zack Reid tribute. Reid remains in 2nd. The battle for 3rd's a good one. Yonker down bottom, going to be Faust up top, and Hutton looking for a place to go. And just looks on for the moment back there in 5th position. Blake Reid leads that 2nd charge of 5 cars in the top 10. 2 to go. Meanwhile for Jason Wilkins. Heading down the back straightaway. Top 3 secure. Faust in 4th, and Hutton still challenging a little bit for that as the white flag comes out in tonight's 24-lap Zack Reid Memorial event. Jason Wilkins trying to go back-to-back here at Hagerstown. And our field crosses the stripe for the final time tonight on green flag action. Going to be Wilkins off turn 2. He's got a good gap over the 8 of Keith Reid, the 31 of Yonker. Then the side-by-side battle going to be Hutton to the inside of Evan Faust, the 6-time winner. But off turn 4, he has picked up another special event victory. Jason Wilkins, your 2024 Zack Reid Memorial Champion. Keith Reid coming home in 2nd. Nathaniel Yonker, Christopher Hutton, and Evan Faust will be your top 5. Well, he's a big-time winner when it comes to it. And the 9 of Jason Wilkins does it once again, picking up the Zack Reid Memorial win tonight here at the Hagerstown Speedway. Well, the last couple of weekends here at Hagerstown Speedway, been some good ones for Jason Wilkins as he records the feature event victory. And there he is, our Zack Reid Memorial Champion. Give it up for Jason Wilkins, car number 9 tonight. Well, Jason, last weekend when we spoke in Victory Lane, you didn't look too happy. I know you didn't have the season that you wanted. You still had some victories, and you got your first one at Hagerstown. Does this make it a little bit better for you tonight?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was a fun race. Hopefully the fans liked it. I know I enjoyed it.
Well, you know what? I'm going to bring a gentleman over from Reliable Towing and Recovery real quick as Zack looks at his car. I don't know if you heard the announcement tonight, but if a driver that was topless picked up the win, I'm going to tell him. I'm going to have him come and tell you how much you just got. Come here. This is courtesy of Reliable Towing and Recovery. Come here. Tell this young gentleman just how much money he won for not putting the roof on his car tonight.
I got $500 for you, but we got to wait till you go through testing.
That might not be good.
All right, come on. Oh, my Lord. Hey, you know, let's talk about the race a little bit. It was a good battle there early with you and Evan Faust, and there were so many different players that were up towards the front. Let's turn you this way so the camera can see you as well. But towards the end, once you wrestled that lead away, and I know there were still a multitude of cautions that happened, that car looked like it was hooked up. It could just pull away a little bit of will and give you a little bit of breathing room out there.
Yeah, after I could get some clean air, it was hard to pass him. He took the whole track, but that's racing, and I just kept on trying, and we called each other a couple times, but Rubin's racing, and after I got that clean air and kept getting consistent laps, I was getting my groove going, and then that's all she wrote.
You know, you still don't look overly happy. You just won $500. You know how much I would love to take $500 out of here with me, too?
It's
yeah,
racing.
we got bills.
That $500 don't go a long ways, but I appreciate everything on these sponsors, like in this Reid race. We don't have races like this for this class, and I don't understand that we put on a show every night, but hopefully other people put out money and we can have bigger shows in the future.
Well, the Reid family certainly did their part because they put out a lot, not only for you, the drivers, but also for a lot of the racing fans as well. In addition to that, who would you like to thank here tonight, Jason?
And man, there's so many people in this car that does everything, helps us, but I gotta thank my Walter Crouch, man. If it wasn't for him every night in the shop working on this thing, I wouldn't be where I'm at. David Kaiser, David, Rapid Chassis, Blowfly Enterprise, TK's Towing, True Form Racing Products, ARC Racing, R&R Painting, Fast Storage, Warren Lee Construction, HPH Machine, Winchester Truck Repair, Moore's Handyman Service, Anthony's Pizza, CRS Racing Supply. Shit, I'm forgetting somebody, but just know I appreciate everything they do.
Oh, absolutely. You did a fantastic job. That is a lot of sponsors on the car and a lot of people in the background. So what I'm going to do is give them the opportunity, because I know a lot of them want to come up here and give you a big hug and a pat on the back. What else would you like? Let's go with the other one. We always have a backup. Do we still have a backup? We lost our PA. Great. I'm done. I'm retired for the night.